What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'll be talking about 10 drivers who could have a breakout season in NASCAR in 2025. So anyways, let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. The first driver who could have a breakout season in NASCAR in 2025 is Shane Van Gisbergen. Shane Van Gisbergen is moving up to the NASCAR Cup Series full-time in 2025 to drive the number 88 car for Trackhouse Racing in a third Trackhouse car. In the Xfinity Series last year, Shane Van Gisbergen scored 3 victories, all those coming on road courses. Now, historically, rookies generally don't perform very, very well as rookies. They have sometimes really good performances like Carson Hocevar had in 2024, but historically, like I said, usually rookies don't perform exceptional. I think that's going to be the exception this time around. Shane Van Gisbergen, I think, is going to be a guy that not only will be a contender on week-by-week basis for top 15s and top 10s, but I think he will win a couple races as a rookie in 2025. The last rookie, I believe, to win a NASCAR Cup Series race, either 2021 or 2020. I think Cole Custer might have been the last one to win as a rookie back in 2020. Or actually, excuse me, Austin did win in 2022. But I think that SVG is going to win a few races. I think he's going to be really, really strong throughout the 2025 campaign. I think also Trackhouse will be a lot quicker throughout 2025. And I think Shane will be quick enough to be an outside championship contender in all honesty. Again, you don't usually see rookies be championship contenders. But I think if Shane can run really, really well, because I also think he's going to get better on ovals throughout the year. Because he might struggle a little bit on ovals in the beginning of the year. But I think if he runs like he did at Martinsville at the end of the year, I think he could realistically have a lot of top 10s throughout the year. But I think he will win at least 2 races in 2025. I think he'll be very, very strong. I think he's going to be very, very competitive. And I look for the Trackhouse driver to have a really good NASCAR Cup Series season, be a really strong rookie, show the pace and speed that's going to be needed to be a contender throughout 2025. I think that Shane Van Gisbergen for sure will be a outside championship contender and have a really great season in 2025. The second driver who could have a breakout season in NASCAR in 2025 is Conor Zilisch. Conor Zilisch is joining Junior Motorsports full-time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series to drive the number 88 car. Conor Zilisch made 4 select NASCAR Xfinity Series starts in 2024 and was extremely impressive. He picked up win his Xfinity debut at Watkins Glen, and in the other 3 starts, he had 2 top 5 finishes and 1 finish just outside of the top 10. He generally ran up front every race that he ran and was very, very fast and really, really strong throughout all the races that he ran. He's going to be working with a really, really strong team, and Trackhouse also be helping throughout 2025. I believe Conor Zilisch will be super, super quick throughout 2025, and I think he could, like SVG and Cup, I think Conor Zilisch will be a championship contender in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. In fact, I think it's very likely at this point that he will probably make the championship 4, because he's probably going to be the guy to be on road courses. We saw Shane Van Gisbergen be like that in 2024. I think he's going to take over and be that guy that's going to be dominant on road courses in 2025. I think he's going to be super, super strong throughout the year. I don't think he's just going to win on road courses. I think he's going to win a couple oval races in 2025. I think he's going to be super, super good. The Junior Motorsports cars look really, really strong throughout the 2024 campaign, and I think they're really good on the bigger ovals. I think Conor Zilisch will get at least 1 or 2 wins on ovals and probably at least 3 to 4 victories on road courses. I could see Conor Zilisch almost winning 10 races as a rookie in 2025, but I think he definitely will have a pretty massive and a major breakout season. I expect him to be very strong in 2025 once again. The third driver who could have a breakout season in 2025 is Carson Hocevar. Carson Hocevar was very impressive with Spire Motorsports in the 2024 campaign. He won the Rookie of the Year honors and finished 21st in the points. And throughout 2024, Carson Hocevar was exceptional. He ran inside the top 10 at points throughout the year, had some really big breakout moments like Homestead, ran really good at Gateway, and some other races throughout the 2024 campaign. And I do think that Carson Hocevar will be a contender for wins throughout the season. Outside contender, I should say. I think he's going to be really good on the intermediate tracks especially, but especially with the funding that Spire Motorsports is expected to get, I think he could be an outside contender for the playoffs this year. Spire hasn't really had a chance to do that recently, or haven't been able to do that in Cup at this point, though they've done it in trucks, but I think he's going to be super, super competitive this year. Carson is going to be really fun to watch with Spire as Spire continues to grow and develop their program and get better on a week-by-week and year-by-year basis. I think Carson's going to be super, super strong. I would not be shocked if he does pick up his first career NASCAR Cup Series victory. He hasn't won an Xfinity race yet. I think he could do that as well, but I think Carson definitely could be a contender to win some races. I think he'll be super strong and super competitive in the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series season. The fourth driver who could have a breakout season in the NASCAR Series in 2025 is Carson Kvapil. Carson Kvapil is joining Junior Motorsports full-time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2025, driving the number 1 car, placing Sam Mayer, who will join over at Haas Factory Team in 2025. Carson Kvapil was very impressive in 2024. He did not pick up a victory, but he did get one. Basically could have won a few races in 2024 and also got 3 top 5s and 3 top 10 finishes and was consistently inside the top 10 and top 15 on a week-by-week basis. I think Carson Kvapil will win races on short tracks. I think he's going to be the short track guy for Junior Motorsports this year. I think he will win a few races for the team. I think he's also going to have a really good chance and opportunity to potentially make the championship 4 in 2025. I think that he is going to be super, super fast. And I think hot take, I think he'll be better than Sam Mayer was with Junior Motorsports because I don't think he's going to tear up equipment, and I think he's going to be a little more consistent, and I think he's going to show the pace and speed that is really going to be needed for him to be a contender. I think minimum he makes around 8 most likely, but I think championship 4, if he's still in contention, when we do get to Martinsville at the end of the year, I think he'll be very, very good. I think he's going to have a very strong year as a rookie. I think this rookie class is super, super strong for the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and I do think that Carson Kvapil is going to bring the speed, is going to bring the action that's going to be needed, and I do think he'll be a major threat to be an outside championship contender with this organization in the 2025 season. I expect him to be a major threat throughout 2025. The fifth driver who could have a breakout season in NASCAR in 2025 is Christian Eckes in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Christian Eckes is moving up to the NASCAR Xfinity Series full-time in 2025, driving the number 16 car. Christian Eckes was super impressive in the Craftsman Truck Series. He's probably been the fastest guy the last 2 years. He won 4 races in 2023 and, of course, won 3 or 4 races in 2024. I think Christian Eckes will be super, super quick in Xfinity. We haven't seen a lot of speed from the Kaulig racing cars in recent years. I think that's going to be the exception this time around. I think Kaulig is really starting to get a little quicker. They were showing some good speed near the end of the 2024 season, and Christian Eckes is someone that can absolutely get the best out of equipment regardless of what organization he ends up driving for. And I think he will be super, super strong. I think the Kaulig cars are going to be very, very quick in the second half of the year. Do I think he's likely going to win the Rookie of the Year? No, but I think he'll win a race. I think he at least picks up 1 victory in 2025, and I think he could also maybe get a couple victories. You never know. I think he will have the pace and speed to be a major threat and contender for the championship, outside contention. I think round of 8 should be the goal for him, but I think he will be good enough to potentially have a breakout season in Xfinity. I expect him to have the pace and speed to definitely be a contender, and we'll see what he can do, but I think he will be a contender, and I think he for sure will have a breakout season in the NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2025. I think he'll also be better than his teammates Daniel Dye and Josh Williams were. The sixth driver who could have a breakout season in the NASCAR in 2025 is Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs, we're still waiting for him to really, really emerge in NASCAR Cup competition. He showed a lot of potential in 2024, but he is still looking for that first career win. Usually, it takes about 100 NASCAR Cup starts for drivers to pick up that first win, and Ty Gibbs is starting to emerge toward that very, very quickly. But Ty Gibbs showed a lot of potential in 2024. The big issue for him is he had a lot of engine issues and a lot of engine failures near the end of the year, which is why some people predicted he will not make the playoffs, which I think he will make the playoffs most likely, and I think not only that, I think Ty Gibbs will be able to finally get that first career NASCAR Cup Series win at some point. I think he could be an outside championship contender if they can get everything figured out. We still don't know who officially is the crew chief for Ty Gibbs going into 2025, but we have to think it's going to be someone else because, of course, Chris Scales working with Denny Hamlin. But I do think that Ty Gibbs is going to start emerging as someone to watch out for to be a contender for victories. I think a couple wins is definitely doable. If they could bring the pace and speed they had early in the year, I really think Ty Gibbs will be super strong is super quick enough to be definitely a major threat and contender for wins on a week-by-week basis. So I expect him to be pretty good. I think he'll be quick. And I think Ty Gibbs definitely has a great chance and opportunity to potentially have a pretty big and massive breakout year in 2025. The 7 driver who could have a breakout season in 2025 is Ryan Preece. Ryan Preece is getting a really good opportunity in the Cup Series in 2025. Also joined RFK Racing to drive the number 60 car. We do not know who the crew chief is currently at the moment, however, but many people don't think Ryan Preece really deserves this opportunity, and I do disagree, because I think he could have a pretty major breakout season. This is also a year he probably needs to step up, but he's never had a really good opportunity in the Cup Series. The 2 teams driven for Cup prior, Stewart-Haas Racing and JTG Doherty, or now the team they're going to call themselves now, let's be real, they are not the fastest organizations in the world. RFK Racing is a team that is absolutely on the ascension. And Ryan Preece is someone that if you give him good enough equipment, or really fast equipment especially, he can absolutely perform. I think he will be a contender for wins at times throughout the year. I think he will be a playoff contender this year. And I could definitely see him picking up his first Cup victory ever. He's still looking to do that. He's won truck races and Xfinity races up to this point. But I do think he's got a good chance with this program to maybe get a win. I could all see all 3 drivers from the RFK Racing Group going to victory lane. I think it's going to be a pretty solid year for the number 60 team. I think he will be a top 20 contender for the standings this year, and I think it's going to be a pretty strong and really great year for Ryan Preece. I think he definitely will have a career for sure for himself in the 2025 year. I think he'll be pretty good and pretty fast throughout the campaign this upcoming year and this upcoming season with the RFK Racing team and organization. The 8th driver who could have a breakout season in NASCAR in 2025 is Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe is also getting a really strong opportunity in 2025 as he'll be joining Joe Gibbs Racing to replace Mark Truex Jr., who is retiring from full-time racing in NASCAR. This is going to be the best opportunity that Chase Briscoe has ever had as he is joining one of the most elite organizations in NASCAR in 2025. He's been pretty impressive at the SHR at times over the course of the last 2 years, especially. He did struggle a little bit in 2023, but in 2024, he was really one of the best SHR drivers and made the playoffs based off of winning at the Southern 500. I could see him getting multiple victories. The one thing that could definitely hurt him is James Small, however, considering James Small is someone who I would not consider to be the best crew chief out there, but it seems like the chemistry is really building between Chase Briscoe and James Small currently at the moment, which could lead to both drivers having a very successful pairing. I do think Chase Briscoe will go to victory lane in 2025. I think he'll continue to add more races, put himself closer to being one of the better drivers in this sport. This is going to be a really great opportunity, and he definitely is going to need to make the best of it if he's going to stay in this ride long term, because I think he's only got a 2-year contract with Joe Gibbs Racing currently at the moment, but I definitely do think he's got a really good opportunity to be a contender, and I think he's going to be fast enough to definitely be a threat for some wins and some victories, and I think he definitely will get a few wins and a few victories in the 2025 year. I think it's going to be good for him at Joe Gibbs, and I think he'll be close to guys like Christopher and Denny Hamlin throughout, and Ty Gibbs as well throughout 2025. The 9th driver who could have a breakout season in NASCAR in 2025 is Kaden Honeycutt. Kaden Honeycutt is going full-time with Nice Motorsports in the Craftsman Truck Series this upcoming year. He ran a lot of races in trucks in 2024, and was exceptional at times. There were races throughout 2024 like Charlotte, like Kansas early in the year, and even at Homestead as well, where he had a chance to go to victory lane. And I think he's going to have a chance to do that in 2025, considering he'll be working with Phil Gould, who has led drivers like Carson Hocevar and Ross Chastain to be championship contenders in the Craftsman Truck Series. But one thing about Kaden Honeycutt compared to Carson Hocevar and Ross, he's not the most aggressive driver out there. He's someone who can absolutely keep his nose clean, and that leads to a lot of success on the track. So I think that Kaden Honeycutt will definitely be one to watch for. I think he will be someone that can take it to Corey Heim in the Truck Series, and I think he will win as well. He came close to winning a few races in 2024. I think that they're going to bring the pace and speed that Kaden is really going to be needing for the 2025 campaign, and I expect Kaden to be very, very good. I think he has a chance to make the Championship 4. I do think it's going to be tough in some ways for him to make the Championship 4, but I do think the playoffs should absolutely be the goal, and I think it will be a goal that he can absolutely achieve for 2025. I expect him to be very consistent and pretty good, and I think he definitely will have a good chance and opportunity to definitely make the playoffs in 2025. We'll have to wait and see what happens if he can do that, though, this upcoming year. And a 10th and final driver who could have a breakout season in NASCAR 2025 is William Sawalich. William Sawalich is moving up to the NASCAR Xfinity Series full-time in 2025 to drive for Joe Gibbs Racing. William Sawalich is a driver who has not impressed me in the few Xfinity Series races that I've seen him run. However, there is a lot of people that really praise this young driver, and I don't blame them. You look how he did in ARCA, right? Super impressive in ARCA. Won a ton of races, but to be fair, he's driving for Joe Gibbs Racing. The goal of Joe Gibbs Racing should be to go out there and compete for wins. You should be going out there winning most of the races. And a lot of times Conor Zilisch went up against him, he definitely outperformed him. But I do think William Sawalich has shown some promise in the lower series, had a couple decent runs in the truck series. I think William will have a good chance and opportunity to show what he's capable of in 2025, and I think he'll be quick enough to show the potential speed that he needs. Do I think he's going to win the Rookie of the Year? Probably not. Do I think he has a chance to be the strongest Joe Gibbs Racing full-time driver? It's certainly possible, but I think it's going to still be a tough and tall order for him to see what he can do. We'll see what William can do in 2025, but I think he's definitely going to have some work cut out for him this upcoming year. We'll see what William can do in that number 18 car full-time. He's driving the 18 car next year. We'll see what he does in 2025. So those are the 10 main drivers. Who are some honorable mentions? Nick Sanchez, joining Big Machine Racing, really impressive with Rev Racing this past year. I would expect him to be one to watch out for, to be a guy that could have a breakout year. I think you could see Daniel Diprats. He might be really good. He shows some stuff in trucks, but realistically, probably not at this point. Maybe Sammy Smith, too, could have a breakout year. He really never had that breakout year in Xfinity, so I think it definitely could be a really great year for him. I look for other guys like Justin Haley to be ones to watch out for breakout seasons, and maybe even Bubba Wallace as well, with him still looking for more victories, but I think Bubba could also have a breakout year in another way by getting multiple wins and victories. So, those are the main 10 drivers who I think could have a breakout season in NASCAR in 2025. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so that if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. What drivers do you think have a good chance and opportunity to have a breakout year in NASCAR in 2025? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Later today on the channel, I'll be talking about the top 10 NASCAR teams from 2024. Then I will be probably doing teams that could join the Cup Series in the future for NASCAR, probably this weekend. And I might have some other content dropping around manufacturers, perhaps. Monday, there's going to be a NASCAR news video dropping most likely on the channel. Tuesday, I'm going to have some other content dropping, probably another team preview from a team like RFK Racing, and also some other content dropping around teams, probably other drivers like Shane Van Gisbergen, Haley Deegan, Carl Edwards, Kurt Busch, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, you name it, all those guys probably on the channel coming up very soon. Expect to see all that content coming here in the not-so-distant future. Also, probably around the lawsuit with 2311 in front row and Michael Jordan pretty soon, too. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.